So I've recently moved into a new place. Although I've got new things to sketch and new experiences to have, it also means that I've had to leave my little art studio for a while, and I've had to bring all my most used art and business supplies along with me. So although I didn't have much to start with, I have had to downsize what art things I do have with me. So I thought I'd show you how I've set out my new workspace so that I'm able to continue doing art and also running and building my little art business. So we'll start off with the desk. When I'm not doing any painting, I'll usually have my laptop set up, but for this video it's more painting, so I just move that to the side. But for when I'm painting, I'll usually have it set up how it is in this video. To start off with, I've managed to fit my printer onto my desk, which is actually quite useful. Previously I've had to have my printer in another room, so having it really close by has been a bonus. I've also got a couple ornaments around, like a little chicken and a honey jar, which doesn't have honey in. I'm not sure what to put into it yet, but it's there for when I need it. I've also bought a new friend. It's a Philodendron Plant, my first ever houseplant. It's very exciting. Apparently it doesn't mind being neglected, so that's great to know. And I've also got my water jar and washi tape as well. I do like to have a physical diary, so I keep that on the desk with just a few pens. And for my own sanity, I just try and keep it very minimalist. I don't know if it will stay that way, but I'm definitely going to try and keep it that way. The most exciting thing about this move is that I do have a lot of drawer space now, and I'm able to keep my art supplies separate from my printing supplies, which I haven't really been able to do in the past, so that's great. So in my first drawer, that's all dedicated to watercolor paper. So I've got my Winslow and Newton paper in there. I'll keep my Hahnemuhle sketchbook in there as well. And I brought along just a cheap watercolor pad just for a bit of experimenting. And I've got my original paintings in there as well that I have up for sale on my shop. There's also just my general pencil case in there and a ruler. In the second drawer, that's all dedicated to printer paper and cutting and all that sort of stuff. So I've got a stack of my main printing paper that I use, as well as a Stanley knife that I usually use just for cutting packaging material up, and scissors and a circle-edged cutter as well. And I almost forgot, but luckily I remembered last minute, I packed some spare ink cartridges for my printer as well, because they're expensive and I didn't want to have to buy another set of them because I had left the others behind. So it's great that I remembered that. There's also some sticky tape in there as well. It's really cheap and horrible sticky tape, but I only use that for packaging, so that's fine. It will do for now, and later on I'll actually buy a proper one, because as soon as I started using it, I regretted buying cheap. You need quality when it comes to that sort of stuff. In my bottom drawer is all my packaging materials. So just the other day I made some business cards, which I can include in everything that I post. And I've also got all my envelopes there and plastic pockets to keep the prints dry when they are being shipped. I've got some brown paper just for wrapping things up, and some postage stickers, some postage stamps. I also only bought these stamps the other day, and they are race car ones. I'm not really into race cars at all, but that was my only option, so that's what I've got to put on my envelopes now for however long they last. And I've got my favourite little notepad in there too, which I use when somebody does buy a print. I put a handwritten note in there, so all packaging things go in there. And the cupboard on the right hand side, that basically holds all my cables and cameras and stuff for filming and taking pictures. So I've got a little bag full of miscellaneous cables, which I'm not going to open, otherwise it will just explode everywhere. And I've got charging cables, and also both of my cameras live in there too. So that keeps everything neat and orderly, and I can close the door and not see the mess of wires everywhere, which is always good to hide away those sorts of things. And that is literally it for my art space. I've gone from a small studio to a small desk. But I've been here for a couple of days now and it seems to be working okay. It's only temporary, so that's another thing. But this will be my main workspace for a while, so I thought I'd better give a little update just in case you're interested in how I set things out as well. But that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in probably a much longer video next time. Bye for now.